Hey everybody, so what you're about to see is a little teaser for a bonus video that I made on Patreon. I make one every month. I really liked this one, so I thought, let's put out like almost half of it so people will enjoy it. And if you like it, you can watch the rest over on my Patreon for money. Okay, bye. Hey everybody, you asked for it and you got it. Today, we're going to be going over some of my favorite two-sentence horror stories on Reddit. In case anyone in my audience happened to have written these stories, please don't take my criticisms too personally. Two-sentence horror is a really fun and funny genre, and I don't mean to stomp on any of your writing talents, Keep crafting. At any rate, let's get started with our first story. My little brother Timmy has to be the dumbest, brattiest kid I know. The other day I found him playing with a wild raccoon, and today he won't drink any of the lemonade Mom made us. So I think this is a good story to start with because it's bad for two really fun, really unique reasons. First, this isn't a story so much as it is a framing device for a very Reddit fun fact. When you get rabies, you develop hydrophobia, a fear of water, and by that point your death is basically guaranteed. So essentially, this story feels like a kind of knowledge test. Do you know about rabies? Yes? Then you understand why this story is so spooky. The other thing I like about it is that it doesn't quite make sense. Like, the story is so obviously an excuse to get to this rabies fun fact that the two sentences don't totally follow each other. Your little brother is bratty? How? Because he won't drink some lemonade? I don't get it. That's not bratty, It's not bratty to refuse lemonade. Maybe the little brother is supposed to be yelling at his mom or something, but that's not conveyed in the writing, so it's a bit confusing to read. Next story. I could hear my mom repeating, "Oh my God," last night, and thought she was just praying. My dad stabbed her 37 times before she finally shut up. So let me tell you my fairly plausible, I think, read of this story. This mom likes to have sex, and when she does, she moans, "Oh my God," in sexual pleasure. The kid, I guess, asked his mother one time, "What's going on with that? Why do you say 'oh my God' so much?" And she said, "Oh, I was praying." Later on, daddy murders mommy, and the whole time she's saying, "Oh my God," but the kid doesn't see a problem, Because mommy's just praying. Honestly, maybe this is a nitpick, but I just can't get over the fact that, sex doesn't sound like getting stabbed. Even if you're moaning and groaning and hooting and hollering, you don't sound like a knife is being plunged into your body over and over again. This kid is listening to his mom just screaming at the top of her lungs, and he really thinks she's praying? No, that doesn't feel right. I don't believe that for a second. And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe this story has nothing to do with sex or sexuality or sensuality or anything sexual. Maybe this kid had never had an idea of his mom, why she would shout, "Oh my God." That only makes the story worse though, right? He's in his bedroom. He's listening to his mother sending out these screams as she's being stabbed over and over again, 37 separate times. You think she's praying? He thinks she's praying? No, you don't. Also, and this is even more of a nitpick, why is she just saying, "Oh my God," over and over again? Like, if I was getting stabbed 37 times, I think I would say some other stuff, Stop that. Don't stab me. Please stop stabbing me. Not just, "Oh my God, oh my God." Next story. I always felt smart for teaching my kid not to be a blind follower by asking him whether he would jump off a roof if all the others did so too. Well, today I've been notified that my son was a leader. Okay, so this story has a disease that's really endemic to the genre of two-sentence short stories, which is a first sentence that is written in the most contrived, clunky way possible so as to make the second sentence a rewarding payoff. First off, this platitude the parent shares with his child, it exists and kind of has to exist contextually. Your kid says they want to do something. In order to persuade you that it's a good idea, they tell you that all the other kids are doing it, and you rebut, how about if all the other kids jumped off the bridge? Would that make it okay? See, you're saying it as a response to something. It's a baited reply. But because that's not how the story works, the author can't frame it that way, and the result is a really strange, awkward bit of writing, asking whether he would jump off a roof if all the others did so too. Which others? You haven't introduced any others yet. What are these others doing? What are you
What are you talking about? You can see another example of odd writing in the first few words of this text. I always felt smart for teaching my kid. See, this is leading up to the twist that the protagonist's son learned to not be a follower, but instead to be a leader in doing horrible things. But the thing is, on its face, it just doesn't make sense. This parent feels smart for telling his kid not to jump off a bridge if his friends did? Why? That's not a smart thing to say. You're not impressing anyone with that one. Wow, you told your kid not to kill himself? We should throw you a parade for teaching such a wise lesson. One other note about this story, I really enjoy the payoff. The author writes that the parent was, I guess, informed that his child got everyone to jump off a roof together, but something about the quippy way this information is delivered just puts a smile on my face. Hello, principal. What did my little Joey get up to this time? Well, I have some rough news for you. Don't tell me he was a blind follower. I always felt smart for teaching my kid not to be a blind follower by asking him whether he would jump off a roof if all the others did so too. Well, sir, I hate to say it, but today it looks like your kid was the leader. He's dead.